Good morning and welcome to Dartmoor, where I have come to one of my favourite autumn locations in the middle of winter. Yes, good morning. So I have come to Holne Bridge on Dartmoor. Sorry, excuse me while I keep looking down there. Lots of tree roots. It's probably not the best place to actually do walk and talk, but never mind. So, why am I here in the middle of winter? Well, a few weeks ago, I came here on a kind of a last resort. I kind of had to cancel plan A, went for plan B, didn't work out. And I thought, as I was on my way back from those two failed attempts to get some photographs, I thought I'd stop off here at Holne Bridge. This location, I've always come here for autumn. It's got fantastic trees, the colours go really bright, you've got this lovely river there. It's an absolutely fantastic location to shoot autumn colours. But I never really considered coming here in the winter. But what I think, from that experience of coming here a few weeks ago in the middle of the winter, I think I've been missing a trick. Like most locations, the look and feel of a place can change dramatically as the seasons change. Normally when I come to Holne Bridge, it's all about the autumn colours, hanging off those golden yellow leaves, hanging off the trees over the river. It all looks very colourful and spectacular. But what I found when I came here a few weeks ago in the middle of winter was that I think what I've been missing was the actual shape of those trees themselves. When there's no colour and there's no leaves on them, you can really see the branches and the shapes that they make and the way they spread out like fingers hanging over the edge of the river. And I think it's those elements I'm really hoping to capture this morning. The real sort of shape and the branches as they kind of crawl out over the river. Now I'm just taking a little walk up and down here, trying to find some new compositions, but I am going to head back in a minute. In fact, I think I'll head back now because I want to get my safety shot first. So there's a particular spot that I always like to shoot, which is one I normally use for autumn. So I'm going to get that shot first. I think it's always important to get a kind of what they call a safety shot in first. Get my creative juices flowing. So why don't we head down there and we'll take our first picture. Okay, here we are at my first spot. Now this is one, like I say, I'm pretty familiar with. I'm looking down the river, down towards the bridge there. But what I like about this spot for the type of shot I'm getting a good coverage of the branches from the tree going over the river, and they look absolutely fantastic. They're all green and looking very sort of gnarly as they hang over the river. Now it's been like a little bit tricky getting the composition right, trying to get as many of the branches in place without getting too much of the sky. It's very bright up there and that just blows out the highlights. And then for the river, trying to have a relatively quick shutter speed there, but 1/4 of a second. Anything longer than that, and that water, because there's so much of it coming down, just turns into a big white streak, and I want to maintain some of the texture in that as it goes down the river there. But I'm pretty happy with the composition, so I'm going to take the shot. Right, before we jump on to our next location, let me tell you about an essential bit of kit that I'm using for this type of photography, and that is the circular polarizer. Now this is one of the few filters that you can't actually replicate in post-processing, so unlike using grads where you can bracket your shots, it's pretty hard, if not impossible, to replicate the effects of this. So what does this do? So this is, for me, in this particular scene, it's going to cut down the reflection. So I've got a few puddles of water down there that'll take the reflections and glare off those, but more importantly it will take the reflections off the surface of the river here, sort of darkening it down and adding a bit more mood. So really essential bit of kit. So what I'm going to do is up on the screen there, I'll show you as I rotate the polarizer through the scene, you can see the water starting to darken and then lighten again. So it's just a matter of spinning it around until I get the right effect. And just so you can see what a difference it does make in the final image, I'll pop up a couple of photographs, one with the polarizer and one without. Okay, you join me a little bit further downstream, and I have to admit, I'm actually struggling a little bit. When I took a walk up and down here earlier on before the sun came up, I thought there were some decent compositions to be had. But now that it's got lighter, I am struggling a little bit. Now I'm trying to get a shot going upstream this time, but I'm finding it sort of challenging to get a good balance between what's here in the foreground, the amount of river that I put in, and also trying to include those branches, one of the things that I came here to shoot in the first place. So it is a little bit more tricky, but that's the way it is with landscape photography sometimes. Sometimes the shots just come to you, and sometimes you have to work a little bit harder. So I'm not sure if this one's going to work out. It's probably not going to be any better than the one I took up there, but I'll show you the best one from here. And why don't you let me know in the comments which of the images you prefer. Myself a couple of shots, one that I'm reasonably happy with, one I'm not so sure about. I'll be able to tell more when I get back in the post process it. But it was important for me to come out here and explore this location in a bit more detail in winter. It's something I learned from my project where I photographed the same location in Dartmoor for an entire year. If you want to see that, I'll pop a link for that up in the corner of the screen. And one of the key things I learned from that was the importance of coming to a location and shooting it in different seasons. So, you know, you might have a spring location that you like to visit, or like here, an autumn location. It's really important to come and see what it looks like in different conditions, because you could be missing out on some really good pictures. So hopefully this video will inspire you to do something similar. But you know, as always, it's really great to be out in Dartmoor first thing in the morning. What a great way to start the day. Okay, just before you go, if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, share it, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you've got an extra couple of minutes, I'll pop the subscribe button up, and also a couple of playlists if you want to watch some more videos from me. But until the next one, I'll see you then.